A typical Tuesday evening, Amadou finds himself in a quaint little bookstore. Our hero, Amadou, an incurable romantic, is on a quest for the perfect love story. His eyes scan the spines of countless books in the romance section, each one holding a world of passion, heartache, and redemption. His fingers trace the worn edges of beloved classics and the shiny covers of new releases, his heart pounding with anticipation. Suddenly, a particular book catches his eye. The title whispers promises of a story that could sweep him off his feet, a narrative that could whisk him away into a whirlwind of romance. As he reaches out to claim it, his heart skips a beat. There's another hand, soft and delicate, reaching out for the exact same book. The hand belongs to Clore, a woman whose wit and charm are as captivating as her striking beauty. Her eyes meet Amadou's, a spark of surprise flickering in them. For a moment, the world seems to stand still, the air thick with an awkward silence. Then, as unexpectedly as it began, the silence shatters into a symphony of laughter. Their shared amusement fills the air, casting a warm glow over the encounter. The book in question, now a silent witness to this unexpected encounter, rests in their shared grip. It's as if fate itself had conscripted this humble paperback into its grand design, turning a simple trip to the bookstore into a moment of connection, a bridge between two souls who might have otherwise remained strangers. As their laughter fades, they share a knowing look. A shared love for romance novels had brought them together, but something more profound was brewing, something that transcended the pages of any book. And that, ladies and gentlemen, marked the unexpected encounter of Amadou and Clore. A chance meeting in a bookstore, a shared touch, a moment of laughter. This was just the beginning of their love story, a narrative more beautiful and captivating than any found on the bookshelves around them. Now, let's fast forward to a week later in a cozy little coffee shop. At a corner table, we find our two characters, Amadou and Clore, immersed in an animated conversation. They found a common ground, a shared love for romance novels, and it's this shared passion that brings them together again. Their conversation flows easily, like the steam rising from their cups of coffee. They discuss their favorite authors, the books that have captivated them, and the stories that have left an indelible mark on their hearts. It's in these shared moments, these shared stories, that their chemistry becomes palpable. Amadou, with his romantic nature, talks passionately about the power of love in literature. He speaks of the heart-wrenching moments that have made him weep and the triumphant ones that have made his heart soar. His words, full of emotion and sincerity, paint a vivid picture of a man who is not afraid to feel deeply. Clore, on the other hand, brings a witty charm to the table. She has a knack for finding humor in the most tragic tales, and she shares this unique perspective with Amadou. Her laughter, her playful teasing, and her insightful comments reveal a woman who is intelligent and vivacious, a woman who can find joy even in the darkest of narratives. Their conversation, their bonding over books, is a dance of words and emotions. As they exchange thoughts and opinions, they reveal more about themselves than they realize. They are not just discussing literature, they're sharing pieces of their souls, and in doing so, they're drawing closer to each other. As the coffee shop starts to empty and the day fades into evening, they know it's time to part ways. But as they say their goodbyes, there's a certain spark in their eyes, a glint that speaks of the promise of more shared moments, more deep conversations, more bonding. A spark that can't be ignored. And so they part ways, but not before making plans to meet again, to share more stories, to explore this budding connection. As they part ways, there's a spark in their eyes that can't be ignored. A sunny day, a beautiful park, and our protagonists, Amadou and Clore. Underneath the azure sky, they stroll through the park, their footsteps in rhythm with the gentle rustling of the autumn leaves. A soft breeze carries the scent of blooming flowers, adding a touch of romance to the air. Amadou, with his charming smile and sparkling eyes, turns to Clore. He begins to unravel the stories of his past, each one painted with hues of joy, sorrow, love, and loss. He talks about the house he grew up in, the tree he used to climb, and the dreams he used to harbor as a child. His words, like a melodic tune, make Clore's heart flutter. In return, Clore, with her radiant beauty and infectious laughter, shares her own tales. She talks about her childhood dog, the first book she fell in love with, and her aspirations to travel the world. Her voice, soft yet determined, resonates with Amadou, making him admire her spirit. They continue their walk, sharing stories, laughter, and silent glances. The park, once just a backdrop, now becomes a witness to their blossoming bond. The chirping of the birds, the rustle of the leaves, and the distant hum of the city all blend into a symphony, echoing their mutual affection. As they delve deeper into their dreams of the future, they start to see a common thread weaving their aspirations together. A shared longing for adventure, a mutual love for literature, and a joint desire to make the world a better place. This shared vision, this common dream, draws them closer, making their connection stronger, their bond deeper. And then, as the sun begins to set, painting the sky with shades of orange and purple, they pause. A promise hangs in the air, unspoken yet understood. A promise to meet again, to share more stories, to dream more dreams. Their hearts, now beating in sync, know that this is just the beginning of a beautiful journey, and as the sun sets, they promise to meet again. Every love story has a twist, and so does ours. In the quiet hum of a bustling cafe, amidst the clinking of coffee cups and the murmur of hushed conversations, an echo of heartbreak resonates. Amadou, our everyday hero, discovers a bitter truth. Clore, the woman whose laughter could light up the darkest rooms, is moving away. A new city, a new job, a new chapter in her life that doesn't include him. Amidst the whirlwind of emotions, Amadou's heart feels like a ship lost at sea. The waves of despair crash against him, threatening to pull him under. He yearns for the warmth of Clore's smile, the comfort of her words. But all he's left with is the cold reality of her absence. Yet, in the midst of this turmoil, there's a glimmer of strength, a flicker of love that refuses to be extinguished. Amadou decides to support Clore, to stand by her side even if it means standing apart. He recognizes that love isn't about clinging, but about letting go when necessary. It's about supporting the one you love, even if it's not in your favor. As we navigate through this storm of emotions, we see a side of Amadou we've never seen before. A side that's vulnerable, yet resilient. A side that's heartbroken, yet hopeful. A side that loves, yet lets go. We feel the pain of Amadou's heartbreak, the courage in his decision, the love in his heart. We feel the tremble in his voice, the strength in his silence. We feel the echo of his heartbeat, the rhythm of his emotions. And in this symphony of feelings, we realize something profound. That love isn't always about happy endings. Sometimes it's about painful goodbyes. Sometimes it's about brave new beginnings. And sometimes it's about unforeseen twists that take us by surprise. And just like that, our love story takes an unforeseen twist. The day has come for Clore's departure. Amidst the hustle and bustle of the city, time seems to stand still for Amadou and Clore. Their final rendezvous is a canvas, painted with hues of sadness and longing. A bittersweet symphony plays in the background of their hearts as they meet to say their goodbyes. In the silence between their words, they find a language only they understand. A language of shared smiles, of whispered dreams, of memories woven with the threads of time. Their eyes speak volumes, reflecting a love that's profound and pure, a love that's been their compass, guiding them through the labyrinth of life. Yet a farewell is inevitable. Like the setting sun that promises a dawn, their parting is a painful reminder of the cyclical nature of life. It's not the end, but a transition, a pause before a new beginning. Their hearts flutter like two butterflies, caught in the whirlwind of emotions as they brace themselves for the inevitable. Amadou takes Clore's hands, their fingers intertwining in a familiar dance. His voice trembles as he lets out a sigh. Clore, our journey has been a beautiful symphony, each note echoing with our laughter and tears. But now, it's time to turn the page. Clore, her eyes brimming with tears, manages a smile. Amadou, our love story is not one written in the sands to be washed away. It's etched in the stars, timeless and eternal. Their parting words hang in the air, a testament to their unyielding bond. They hold on to the moment, their goodbyes lingering, echoing in the silence around them. Their love, although tested by time and distance, remains unscathed. It's a beacon in the darkness, a melody in the chaos. Their farewell is not a closing chapter, but a bookmark in their story, a pause before the next verse. And with a heavy heart, they part ways. Months pass and life goes on. The world kept spinning, the sun kept rising and setting, but for Amadou it was as though time had stood still. His days were filled with mundane tasks, his nights echo with the silence of solitude. Clore's absence was a void that he couldn't seem to fill, a melody missing its harmony. He tried to move forward, to forget. He attempted to lose himself in books, just like he had done before he met her. Yet every line he read, every character he encountered reminded him of her. He could still see her in the corner of his eye, her laughter still resonated in his ears, and her touch, oh, her touch still lingered on his skin. Then, one day, as he was flipping through the pages of the book that had brought them together, a small, folded piece of paper slipped out. It was unexpected, like a ghost from the past suddenly making an appearance. The handwriting was familiar, as if etched in his memory. It was Clore's, a letter from her. His heart pounded in his chest, a staccato rhythm that echoed his anxiety and anticipation. His fingers traced the words written on the envelope, a silent prayer on his lips, hoping against hope that it wasn't a goodbye. Could it be a confession of her love? Or perhaps an explanation of why she left? Or maybe it held the promise of a reunion, a chance to rekindle their love story? The possibilities were endless, each one more tantalizing, more nerve-wracking than the last. His mind raced, his heart ached, but the letter remained unopened. The mystery of its contents, the uncertainty of what it may hold, was both thrilling and terrifying, a cliffhanger, a pause in their story. As Amadou unfolds the letter, we are left wondering, what did Clore write? In the dim light, Amadou starts reading the letter. His hands tremble slightly as he unfolds the crisp paper, the faint scent of Clore's perfume wafting from the words etched onto the page. His heart pounds in his chest, each beat echoing the rhythm of anticipation building in the room. The silence is palpable, a tangible entity that wraps around Amadou, whispering sweet nothings of anticipation into his ears. He takes a deep breath, steadying his nerves. His eyes scan the first line, the inked words swirling into a vortex of unspoken emotions and untold stories. His eyes widen, surprise etching itself onto his face like a painter's delicate brushstrokes on a blank canvas. The words he reads are not just mere sentences strung together, but they carry the weight of an unspoken promise, a secret shared, a tale waiting to be told. They carry the weight of love, of longing, of 1,000 unsaid words that have been waiting to burst forth from the confines of their silence. He begins to read the words aloud, each syllable echoing in the stillness, painting vivid images in the minds of those listening. "Amadou," he begins, his voice barely above a whisper. "I need to tell you something." His voice trails off, the words hanging in the air like an unfinished melody. The room is silent as the audience leans in, their breath hitching in their throats as they wait for the next words. The tension is almost unbearable, a thread about to snap from the weight of the suspense. The world seems to hold its breath, waiting for the next line, the next word, the next revelation. But then, just as the anticipation reaches its peak, the screen fades to black. The words remain unspoken, the tale untold. The silence stretches on, a deafening crescendo of unsaid words and unfinished stories. The audience is left hanging, their hearts pounding in their chests, their minds racing with possibilities. What could Clore possibly need to tell Amadou? What secret is she harboring? What unspoken confession awaits to be revealed? The questions swirl around, a whirlwind of thoughts and theories, each one more intriguing than the last. But for now, the answers remain shrouded in mystery, hidden behind the veil of the unknown. The story is yet to be told, the secrets yet to be revealed, the love yet to be confessed. The journey of Amadou and Clore is far from over. Their tale is just beginning, a saga of love and longing, of secrets and confessions, of heartbreak and hope. A tale that promises to captivate, to enthrall, to move, to touch, to make one believe in the power of love, in the beauty of the unknown, in the magic of the unspoken. As he reads the line aloud, "Amadou, I need to tell you something," the screen fades to black, leaving the audience on a cliffhanger. And so the story continues. The journey unfolds, the saga of love and longing, of secrets and confessions, of heartbreak and hope, to be continued.